Hello everyone, I am here to review the GMK Godzilla Gashapon. Before we start, we'll just get into the checklist first because, oh wow, this actually came with one. As you can see here, we have a beautiful picture of our GMK grinning. This is from Wave 8 Bandai high-grade Gashapon candy vending machine figures. You here have the other figures of the series. Of course, you have Godzilla, Baragon, King Ghidorah, and Mothra with a cocoon, interestingly enough, from the same movie. And since there's always at least a minimum of 6 figures in a wave, they threw in Jet Jaguar and Megalon, and although I would say that's kind of a weird choice, it actually kind of fits with the series, so yeah, there is that. For more information on this Godzilla, I recommend you guys check out the Godzilla, Mothra, and King Ghidorah Giant Monsters All Out Attack, or GMK 2001 for short. I don't know what streaming service it's on or anything, but this is the movie featuring this incarnation of Godzilla, similar to the 1954 one, and it's supposed to be also evil and supernatural, of course, and this Godzilla was actually created from the restless dead souls from World War II who have come back to Japan to threaten and destroy everything once again, but we have our guardian monsters trying to protect it. The figure as shown here will arrive in several pieces. Although the spines should also be disconnected, I think whoever sold it to me has already put them in place as they won't come out, and I don't want to try and force it or break it or anything, so yeah, we're just gonna go through this. First off, in order to build your figure, you have to get the right leg here, and what you want to do is just put the tail in here where the spines are, and you put the tip, and then you want to put the feet on the right spots here. Again, with the arms, it's just the same, just put them in like that. Just want to put the jaw in there, and then you're done. Interestingly enough, I would put these pieces and stick them together for you know, forever, and like they'll never be able to come apart again. But interestingly enough, this is one of the first Gashapons that doesn't feel like I'm gonna break it if I move it like the others, so I'm not gonna glue it for now. And plus, it's like articulation. And speaking of it, here I'll go over the feet can go full 360 here, as you can see. So does the leg piece here. Interestingly enough, the arms, mini swivels. If you try to swivel them too far, they pop off. 2 swivel joints here in the tail, a full 360 big piece here, and then a tiny piece right here. As we discussed before, this figure comes with checklist as an accessory, I guess. And this was Wave 8, released in 2001 to coincide with the release of GMK obviously. He's 2 to 3 inches. This one in particular is a little bit over 2 inches. As you can see, he's a big boy. And when I first got him, he was very big. He was gigantic. But now that after like playing with him for a little while and like just feeling him in general, he's not so big. He's actually kind of tiny, as you guys just saw. Size comparison with a few others. And while we're speaking about me like getting to feel him a little more after I got him, he had this very weird sticky feel like Destroyer's Wings had when I first got him, but after again having him for a while, I got used to it, and they're not as sticky anymore. But I feel like this was done on purpose, especially since he's a ghost, and that honestly gives him a perfect effect of it. First sculpt, it's really good as always. The toy, it's a toy. It doesn't disappoint, and it's very accurate. As you can see here, he's got his teeny tiny little arms. They're not tiny actually; they're pretty big. You got his thick legs, his feet, his chest, his claws. You got spikes everywhere. And you can see his face. I'm not sure if it's supposed to be like a sinister grin or something, but it kind of just looks like his normal, everyday, like, roar, if you want to say. You have the face, which is beautifully done, as you can see. The jaws were made nicely. And you got his tiny tail. It's actually smaller than most Godzillas in the Gashapon line, which is interesting. You have the details everywhere. They are so amazing. As always, this doesn't disappoint, and the details look fire. They look amazing. Interestingly enough, this is the first Gashapon Godzilla with thick spines. These are thin, but they're really thick and they're very hard, which is interesting. Then of course you have the detail. You even have some sculpted veins here. It all looks amazing. Again, these figures never disappoint. But I love these little figures. I love collecting them. They did a fine job on this figure. And I'm very happy that the camera's really bringing all of that out. For paint, he's very simple. He's this like very lightish gray. He's got some... No, actually he's a very light gray. I'm not sure if it shows up on camera, but he's like this very light gray. Almost like white gray. And then he's dry brushed with the gray you are seeing on the whole body. That's the one gray you can't see. I'm not sure if you can see the lighter gray underneath the skin. I think it's visible on the arms. I'm not really sure if you guys can see that though. To give him a ghost-like feel, they gave him a very light gray, some very white claws, spines, eyes, and teeth. And his spines are the gray, but they have the white. If we take out the jaw here, and I can just take it off since it's actually very well put in there unless you forcefully take it off. They didn't paint his tongue. Now I can understand if they didn't paint the inside of his mouth. A few other figures have done this. As you can see, they painted his tongue, just not the mouth at all. They just kept it the same color as the skin. So that's not really what shocks me. What shocks me is that they didn't do the tongue. Now you may be saying, Doodle, this is a ghost Godzilla. He shouldn't have his tongue painted. He's a ghost. He's not a living entity. He's dead. Well, first of all, I have to say, in the movie, his tongue is painted. As you can see from the one shot, his mouth is painted. I'm not really sure if they just didn't do it because they didn't want to or because they couldn't. But yeah, his tongue is supposed to be painted. And that brings me to my next fact, is that they could do it because as we've seen before in the previous series, they did paint the tongue. So if my best guess here is that they were going for the ghost effect, of course, I guess. So in terms of accuracy, in terms of paint, he is very accurate to the original. So my final thoughts. This is a beautiful figure. It's a really nice figure. I don't think it's bad. It's really good, and although I nitpicked about it, they didn't paint the tongue, that's not really an issue with this figure. And really, I don't have any issues with the figure. So for my rank, I'm gonna give him a 9.5 out of 10. I'm only gonna skip them out on 5 points because they forgot to paint the tongue. But again, I can't tell if that was done on purpose, that they didn't, or if they actually forgot. But still, I'm just gonna keep those 5 points away. But still, really great figure. I recommend this mini. It is a perfect mini GMK Godzilla. Anyway, thank you all for watching, and see you all next time. Bye bye.